Good morning. This is Dr. Michelle Deering of Curative Connections here for another Mothering Motivation Monday. You know, we've been talking about the difference between hearing and listening. And as a quick review, hearing, I've said, involves that auditory section of your brain, and listening involves three things: these two ears and your heart. We covered so far this ear, which had to do with past encounters, and then we covered this ear, which had to do with your current experiences. And so today I'd like to just briefly talk about your heart. You know, we've heard the expression, you're taking things to heart, or let's get at the heart of the matter. Those expressions, those phrases have some truth to them, in that when we encounter people or find ourselves in situations, we're not just present physically, but we're there with our heart. And the thing that can happen, and that I'd like you to just pause to consider, is when you're in a situation that involves communicating and you're with someone, pause to consider, what are you taking to heart? And by that, I just mean, when you look at what's going on in your heart, identify what is hurting or has hurt, what is hardened, and what is healed. So let's just talk a little bit about the hurt part. We're human. We're going to get hurt. If it's not, see, I scratched myself on my finger and I got a paper cut. So, we get hurt physically, but there are things that we encounter where we can get hurt emotionally too. And it can be something that, can affect us in what we do in the current moment, as well as what we do in the future. So if you pause to consider in that moment that you are feeling hurt and you need some help dealing with that hurt, I encourage you to just get some assistance, whether it's through a mental health professional like myself or those who are in your community, to get help with that hurt and figuring out a way to deal with it. Because if you don't, then you could actually get to a place where you might get hardened. And by that I mean you've either closed down, shut off, or tend to zone out when you encounter people in a communication encounter or interpersonal encounter. You might shut down a certain way that might help you in the short term, but might not help you in the long term. And so really see, is there a part of you that's hardened? And then, lastly, consider, okay, as you're in that encounter and it involves your heart, are you fully healed? Okay? Meaning, have you come to some kind of resolution and understanding about what's going on with you, what's going on with the person that you're interacting with, or what's going on with the situation? Okay? Because when you have all those three things settled and you reach an understanding about what's going on, that's when the healing comes. Okay, and my heart's desire is to have you experience that healing. So as moms, as you're interacting in particular with your daughters, okay, as a review, you want to make sure you're attending to this ear, your past encounters, this ear, your current experiences, and this here, your heart. This is Dr. Michelle Deering of Curative Connections for Mothering Motivation Monday. Remember, stay connected and keep making those connections.